What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to Fix It Garage and what should be a very exciting video for you guys today. As you guys saw at the end of the last video, if you watched all the way, we got this thing to crank. That was your little sneak peek. Today's video, we are going to get this thing started. Yes, started and running. Maybe not driving. I'm gonna keep it on the dollies for right now, but started. Get the engine started, then we can finish filling it up with coolant and we can bleed the cooling system and run this thing for an extended period of time before we start troubleshooting some of the other electrical issues we're having. The important thing right now is getting the engine to turn over and start for the first time, because that's what we've been building up to, and I owe you guys a first start video. Now, as you know, most YouTubers don't show the real first start. I will be taking you guys through the initial first starting of the vehicle. Not gonna BS and be like, oh, never start. No, you guys are gonna see the real first start attempt of this car, just like you did before when it was cranking, or when I couldn't get the car to turn over at all when I stuck the key in the ignition. So that's what's gonna happen in this video today for you guys. If you guys wanna show your appreciation for me getting this thing up and running, don't forget to smash the like button, leave some comments down below, and don't forget to subscribe for future projects and to see the conclusion of the Superu Beetle. Before we can start this thing up, we have to put the ignition all back together so we can run this thing. So let's roll the time lapse and show you guys what we got done. All right, guys, we have it all back together for the most part. Haven't put the steering wheel back on. No need for that. We rewired our ignition. It looks terrible, but it is functional. And we wired in a start stop or a start switch for this car, because the problem with why it wasn't cranking is this isn't turning far enough. So when you stick it in here and you turn it, you normally have to go into the start position. Well, it doesn't reach that. So the solution was a button. This is hooked up to the accessory power, so you have to have the key in, and then this goes to the starter. That is all we need to make this thing start, is a key and a button. If you think about like an S2000, it's the exact same way. So that is now all repaired, and that was actually the only thing we needed to fix in order to try and start this rig. So let's get it shifted so the exhaust is facing out the garage and try and start this puppy. PCM's hooked back up. Coolant is kind of filled up, enough to where I feel comfortable. Let's try and start this thing real quick. All I want to do is get it to start and then kill it immediately. That's the first step in doing a first start. It's just getting it to fire off those spark plugs for the first time. So let's see what happens. First, I gotta connect my battery power. Okay, the car is now hot and it's ready for me to try and start it.
see that? Did you see that? It started almost on the first hit of the ignition. It started right up and it sounds fantastic. And then it shut off after about 4 seconds. The important thing is it started. It finally started. 8 months after I started this project, it started again. It ran when I pulled it in, and now it starts again. The fact that we got it started means that we are almost ready to have this thing running. It means that there is something, either a bad sensor or something that I don't have routed quite right, that I just need to fix, and this thing's going to run like a top. And with the Good Neighbor exhaust on, it's not even that loud. That's the best part, is it's not even that loud. This car is going to be amazing. If that doesn't deserve a like, I don't know what does, because it started on the first try. Come on, I didn't even fake it. That was genuinely the first start. That wasn't a fake first start. That was 8 months of work and planning to this moment when this car fired up. You guys gotta give it a like. Come on, smash the like button just for that. Next, we gotta figure out why it won't stay running, but it's a little late, so we're not gonna do this anymore and make my neighbors mad. Don't wanna make any of my neighbors angry with me because they're kind enough to not care that I do this stuff. So I will catch you guys tomorrow after work. Alrighty guys, so it is the next day. Let's go ahead and try to get this thing to stay running, and then I'll update you guys on what I figure out as I diagnose it.
Alrighty guys, so it's a few days later. We've been diagnosing this thing diligently. I didn't film all of it just due to the fact that there's a lot I had to try, from unplugging fuel injectors to spark plugs, mass airflow sensors, throttle position sensors, idle air control valves. I've been trying different parts unplugged, plugged in to see how they react. Well, we found the problem, and instead of telling you, I'm just gonna show you guys what we've done for a temporary fix to get it to run. I have to make the permanent solution, but it's really silly, I'm not gonna lie. All right guys, so back here you can see this hose right here. This is for the idle air control valve. So before I had it running here, underneath the intake over here, before the mass airflow sensor. And then I tried taking it out completely as part of my testing, saw no change. Well, my buddy brought his car over and noticed that I had it here, and we looked at his, and it's actually supposed to be, it's actually supposed to be here, after the mass airflow sensor. Doing this has actually fixed the problem. I've already tested it, it runs, but obviously for you guys, we're gonna start it up and maybe give it a small amount of baby revs. We're still trying to bleed the cooling system, but a couple baby revs won't hurt. We're gonna put the scanner in here and make sure the coolant temperature doesn't get too high. But I figured let's go ahead and start this thing up and let you guys hear it run. One thing before starting it up you need to know, the engine does sound a little ticky. It does have self-adjusting valves, and because this engine's been sitting for probably about a year without those valves being moved, they're probably very sticky and they just need to free up. I have put some stuff in the oil to try and help free them up a little bit quicker, but just know, if you hear any ticking from the engine, that's what it is. It's not an engine problem. The engine doesn't smoke after it warms up. So we know that we're good there, but we need to get the valves to finally stop ticking, which is probably gonna take some bigger revs once we get the cooling system bled. I don't wanna do anything crazy until I know that this cooling system is pressurized and can hold coolant and not let the engine blow up from overheating. But let's stick you guys outside and let's fire this car up.
Here we go, let's try and start this thing up and see how it runs. Firing. Fired right up, look at that.
Yes! Woo! It's running, guys. It's running really well. The only reason I think that it's sputtering a little bit is I'm pretty confident we're out of gas. Because after I shut off the cameras and let it run, it started to really sound like a lawnmower that's low on gas. So we're gonna get some gas in it. We're gonna try that again. We need to still keep bleeding our cooling system. It definitely still has some air in there, but we're gonna try and bleed it and get all the air out. The reason I know that there's still air in the cooling system is the radiator up front is not getting hot. The engine's getting up to temp, but the radiator is still cold or room temperature. And the fan is not turning on, which is a big problem. Once this cooling system is pressurized and everything gets hot, we definitely want that radiator fan working. So that is on the top priority list of things that I need to fix right away with this car. But we can celebrate today because the car is running. The valve tick's getting a lot better, so I am not worried about it in the slightest, guys. Let's stop for a minute and realize what I have done in this garage with a little bit of help. We took a Volkswagen Superu Beetle and we put an EJ22 in it that I rebuilt on the channel before telling you guys what it was even for, and now it runs. It runs. If I put it on the ground, it'll drive. We built a running and driving swapped Superu Beetle. Feels good to say that. 8 months. 8 months after I started, this thing is almost done. For real, no more clickbait or lying. This thing is almost done. I know the videos haven't been super regular. That's because some of this stuff is taking a long time to do. This isn't easy. I wish I could give you guys a video every other day or every 2 days a week right now, but trying to get this done and figured out is a lot of work, and I'm working on it minimally at night because I got neighbors. I don't want to piss them all off, but it's now running, so now we can start fixing all the nitty gritty stuff, the electrical stuff that's kind of being weird. We just need to fix that, and then we are good to go. This thing's going to work, you guys. This thing's going to run. It's going to drive. All the electrical that I need to work is going to work, and the owner can enjoy this car for many years to come, hopefully. But all of that's for another day. Let's celebrate this one more time with one more big woohoo, and then we're gonna end today's video. Yeah! That's all you're getting. I'm weird. That's all you guys are getting. But with that being said, guys, thank you all for watching. If you guys like what you saw, please don't forget to smash the like button. Leave some comments down below on the fact that this thing is running. And don't forget to subscribe to see the conclusion of this and me finally starting to work on this neglected car. We gotta talk about this one. I feel really bad for this car. I've got a lot of work to do and 3 weeks to do it from the day of this video. So, with that being said, guys, I'm gonna get to work on editing this video. Catch you guys in the next one.